PCN is brought to you in part by the following underwriters.
Welcome to a new episode of PACTV Community News, local stories from the South Shore. This week we take you to a luminary event in Duxbury, a Best Buddies walk in Plymouth, and a 70th anniversary Lions Club celebration in Kingston.
We visit Pembroke, which held a fun celebration day in honor of town employees and volunteers, and we stop into the Pine Hills with their arts market event.
We pop over to Memorial Hall, which held a Comedy for Cause night and met some famous comedians. And we stopped into WATD's 40th anniversary celebration.
We get an update on the Boneyard Dog Park as construction gets underway in Kingston, and we begin with Duxbury as they light up the night for a great cause. The month of September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. To call attention to this, our friends at Wicked Good Cause joined several towns along the South Shore in organizing a night of luminaries. The group placed illuminated gold ribbon bags around Hall's Corner on the last night of the month as part of their fundraising effort. We spoke with the president of Wicked Good Cause that night.
We're here with Wicked Good Cause, and we are lighting up the night for childhood cancer awareness. So our organization helps families on the South Shore who have been impacted by disease and tragedy, often unforeseen, and many of the families we've helped have children who are sick with cancer. And so we've taken it upon ourselves as an organization to partner up with the communities across the South Shore to drive awareness for this disease and come together to support the families in our community that are impacted by cancer. And tonight's event, Light Up the Night, is a luminary candle event. We have gold luminary candle bags, and communities, neighborhoods, town centers like here in Hull's Corner and Duxbury are lighting up their candles for the evening just to show solidarity and support for the families in our community that are sick with childhood cancer. Last September was the first year that we did the Light Up the Night event. It was in honor of the first anniversary of the death of Zach Kane, who was a Wicked Good Cause recipient. Zach's from Carver, and he was 15 and had lost his battle to childhood cancer. We're doing the event this year for the second year in a row and plan to do it every September going forward because many people don't realize that September is the month for childhood cancer awareness. Light Up the Night is just one part of a month-long campaign that was started by Wicked Good Cause that we call Go Wicked Gold. And towns across the South Shore have come together through school participation, sports teams, and businesses, through sponsorships to paint the town gold all month long to drive awareness for childhood cancer. We've also used it as an opportunity to raise funding for childhood cancer research. It's an area that's very underfunded, and where very few of the dollars for cancer research go specifically to child-based cancers. So our goal as an organization is to raise almost $60,000 this month. We're coming very close to that goal, thanks to contributions from school systems like Plymouth, who went gold for an entire week in the month of September, and Carver and Duxbury, Norwell, Hingham. Just towns across the South Shore have shown up with their sports teams going gold with socks, bows on the cheerleading teams, and all of the proceeds from the sales that Wicked Good Cause has organized are going towards our fundraising goal of $60,000.
Best Buddies brings together kids who work and volunteer in the school systems to raise money for the organization, and the Best Buddies Walk allowed for students to get together and have fun. PCN stopped in to get this inspirational story.
Today we are participating in one of several friendship walks that are taking place around the state, where we bring together kids who work in the schools and volunteer at our school systems and the buddies who they work with and are friendly with to raise some money for the organization, raise money for the local chapters, and basically wave the flag for the great work that Best Buddies does. Just the compassion and the love that the volunteers have for each other and all the people in the program, and the effort that everybody makes to just help everybody do a little better. It's very heartwarming.
We have about 250 walkers from our Best Buddies friendship programs throughout Massachusetts. Awesome sponsors that are out here today. We have Mayflower Provisions, Work Enterprises, Audi Norwell, Tempest, a bunch of awesome people who've taken the time to make sure that inclusion for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is a priority. This event here today is a representation of our efforts to really kind of pull something together on the regional level and make sure that everybody on the South Shore and Cape Cod and South Coast has an opportunity to come together and celebrate all the hard work that they do and put in to make sure that people with disabilities are included in these communities. You know, we have over 3,000 participants that are right here in this region. It's important for us to make sure that there's opportunities for all of our students to get together, to go out and have fun and participate in an event like this. And really just have a chance not only to hang out with their own friends, but to make new friends from other schools as well.
We obviously service kids and adults with special needs, and we like to say special abilities because today we're seeing that they do have special abilities. They have jobs, they have needs, they have wants just like everyone else. So today we're together and ultimately raising money to keep these programs going, but also it's a gathering and a lot of fun and just really spread the mission. As we like to say this year, passing the torch. I have family members who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. I have friends, and I was asked to be a volunteer 2010, and I went and I was hooked 5 minutes being there, just seeing everything going on, and for years dreamed of being an employee, and a year ago I had the great opportunity to come aboard and work for them for this area, so I'm really excited about it.
It definitely means getting people together. It's definitely a peaceful event.
Fun.
It's amazing.
I'd just like to say a huge thank you to the town of Plymouth for allowing us to have our event here. We're so grateful. Maybe next year we can work on the weather a little bit, but the location's been phenomenal. We're so incredibly grateful for the support. And thank you so much to all of our wonderful communities throughout the South Shore, Cape and South Coast that make Best Buddies possible and make our efforts to include everybody of all abilities a reality.
The Kingston Lions Club celebrated its 7th anniversary, where people came and showed their support for the club and all they do to help people. PCN dropped by to bring you this story.
Today, the Kingston Lions Club is celebrating its 70th anniversary. It was on September 10th, 1947, that 40 men from Kingston got together and decided to form a Lions Club. They all got together to form the club and to help people. And there's a saying in Lions, where there's a need, there's a lion. And our club has grown in the years, and it's dwindled in the years, but we're bringing it back, and we're very happy that have this turnout today, to have people come and show their support for the club, show their support for Lionism. I grew up in Kingston, and I retired 2 or 3 years ago, and I said it's time to give back to my community. I lived on the North Shore for a number of years, for over 40 years. And when I came back to Kingston, I wanted to do something for the town, do something for my community, and help out any way I could. I reached out to Paul Tura, who unfortunately passed away last January. He was my sponsor for the club. And Paul encouraged me to join, and I was more than glad to join. And it's heartwarming to see the good that this club does, that the Lions do throughout the world, throughout the district. And we just try to keep that in mind as we go ahead and think about the people who have served the club so well in the past and what we can do in the future.
I'm the district governor, so it's great to see our clubs celebrate such marvelous mile markers. They serve dinners and meals at Christmas time and Thanksgiving. They work unbelievably with the Boy Scouts, with 90 Eagle Scouts that have come from the scout trip that they sponsor.
I'm here to say thank you to Kingston Lions Club for sponsoring scouting for all the years that they've done that. It's been an outstanding relationship, and the Scouts support the Lions and the Lions support the Scouts. It's been a great relationship.
Well, I've been a member of the club for quite a long time, since I came to the community, and I'm kind of proud that we've been able to keep it going. Some of the charities that we sponsor, the events that we sponsor, it's really worked out well. I've served in the club now for quite a few years, and I've enjoyed it. I'd encourage others to come down and get involved as well.
The Pembroke Celebrates Committee held an event to celebrate the people who serve the town of Pembroke. They hope to raise enough money to make this be a yearly tradition. PCN stopped in to get you this exciting story.
I am the chairperson for Pembroke Celebrates, and our committee is here to celebrate the folks that serve this wonderful town. So definitely the police and the firemen, the DPW, teachers, all the town workers, so anyone that volunteers or works for this wonderful town. And this is our way of saying, we celebrate you. And last year we had fireworks, and we were able to raise enough money to have fireworks again this year. We are hoping that we continue to raise enough money to have it be a tradition. So again, it really depends on if people will donate. There is a website, PembrokeCelebrates.com. So if they're interested in having more fireworks next year, come on out. I'm real proud of the folks. We had the Army National Guard from Massachusetts here with their huge spider tent and some other blow-up inflatables. They gave out over 100 balls to the little kids. And we had the Salvation Army here giving out free hot dogs and chips. Bridgewater Savings was here. They were handing out free water. My Real Estate Rocks Moon Bounce was here. PJ the DJ was doing wonderful tunes. So it's just been a great night. We're very excited. You always want people to come out when you have a party. So we enjoyed the family tailgating aspect of it. I love this town. So to me, it's just a way of creating fun and just family memories for people to look back on and say, I had a wonderful life living in the town of Pembroke. So like I said, it was a grassroots organization called Pembroke Celebrates. It started where some of us from the Pembroke 300th anniversary, we wanted to continue having some of the events that we had during the 300th, which was back in 2012. So fireworks was one of the most popular events that we had that year, and that's how we started this. Pembroke is my home, and I love that other people call it home.
That's a big turnout.
It was a great turnout. It was terrific. And Kathleen Keegan, I got to give a shout out to this woman. I'm from Pembroke. She is just like the biggest cheerleader for our town. She's always so positive. She's always getting people together. This was a great event. More people than I could even imagine showed up. And unfortunately, the fireworks happened just when the fog started coming. I mean, they still had them, but it dampened a little bit by the fog. But she also does the tree lighting. She does the largest balloon fight in the history of mankind. She's just like a wonderful lady, and in Pembroke, we really appreciate her. So good job, Kathleen Keegan.
Yeah, you're lucky to have her. Some big names in comedy were in town recently as part of the second annual Wheelchair Strong Foundation's Comedy for a Cause night at the Plymouth Memorial Hall. While we may not have stayed out late enough to see all of the acts, we did get to meet the executive director for the foundation to find out more about this star-studded night of fundraising.
This is our second annual Comedy for a Cause. I'm the executive director of the Wheelchair Strong Foundation. We raise funds and awareness for Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, which is a debilitating disease that my 22-year-old twins, Troy and Andrew, have. So we're excited tonight, man. It's an amazing night here. We love coming to Plymouth. We love Memorial Hall. We love Kara Olson here. I actually have a relationship with this hall. Back 10 years ago, I had 2 cage fights here. I used to be a mixed martial artist, and I used to fight yearly to raise money for muscular dystrophy. So I've just always kind of had a fondness to this beautiful venue. And when I decided to start doing Comedy for a Cause, I said, you know, why not Plymouth Memorial Hall? Why not go big? Why not try to fill this joint out? So while I'm trying to fill this place, you know, I bring in big acts like Lenny Clark and Jimmy Walker, and William Hung flew in from LA. It's crazy. I love it here. Tonight we're hoping for like 700 people or so. It's you know, that's a good turnout here in Plymouth. We're hoping to raise a good amount of money, which goes towards Duchenne's, you know, muscular dystrophy. And you know, it's a lot of work and a lot of effort, but the work and the effort that my kids put in daily, you know, just to live and, you know, and survive with this disease, you know, it pales in comparison, so I don't mind. I want to come back to Plymouth Memorial Hall every year. I am not leaving here until I sell this joint out. I will bring in every major act I can to sell this place out. This year my vision was to bring in William Hung. You know, he's a 15-minute of fame pop culture icon, and and everyone's loving them. We walked down the street today going to get breakfast at Cafe Nicole's, and 4 people stopped them. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm going to bring whoever I can here at Plymouth Memorial Hall. We're doing it every year. We do it around September every year, and it's a lot of work, and I'm stressed out and tired right now. But when when everything smoke clears 3 days from now, I'll be back on planning next year's.
The Pine Hills hosts several arts markets on the green every year. The festival features over 50 artisans, as well as food trucks and fashion trucks with live music. The weather was just right for their most recent event, and we caught up with their marketing director to get a better idea of what to expect.
The arts markets have been something we established over the last couple of years. We do them about 4 to 6 times a year, and it really brings the community here in Plymouth together. There's so many artists in the region and in Plymouth that we thought it would be terrific to just celebrate them all and have all these wonderful handmade goods here right on the Village Green at the Pine Hills. We really believe in local, and whether it's local food and local goods, there aren't a lot of places to find it all in one place. So when we run these each month, it gives folks a chance to see all the amazing talent that's in this region and in Plymouth. The trucks are actually little shops on wheels, and you can walk into them, you can try clothes on in them, and of course you can buy them. There's everything for kids and women's clothing, and we've even had a men's fashion truck here as well.
I've been doing these art markets with my sister for 5 years, maybe seven years. It's a wonderful opportunity for us local artists to present our wares and our items to the public and to get their feedback is fabulous. I particularly enjoy coming to Pine Hills. One of the special things that I really enjoy as an artist is to be able to meet with my customers, meet with the public, and talk about my art and talk about what they're looking at and what they're seeing. And you're not going to get that in a store. You're going to get a clerk who just works there during the day that doesn't know intimately the products, and that's what you're going to find here.
It's a great outlet for artists to share their work with the community, gets their names out, allows people to shop local, and brings groups together. You know, people are here to enjoy the outdoors and just to take it all in.
We've got people that come back every year. They look for us every year. I do this with my sister Greta Gata, who does her hand-painted silk scarves, and we just have a wonderful time, the sisters.
When people come through here and they complete the day and their visit, I think they say, wow, I just had no idea that there were this many talented people and all these kinds of artisans in the region, because you can't find them anywhere else in one place.
How wonderful to bring so many people together in such a nice place. People go to malls sometimes, they shop on the internet, but there's nothing quite like that. Walking tent to tent and talking with the local artisans, the people that actually make the goods.
Right. You know, it reminds me a lot of like an outdoor farmer's market, where so it's not just people that are from Plymouth. We're talking about South Shore, even North Shore, some people coming in from Rhode Island, maybe even New Hampshire. So it's all over the place, and you know, when you go to, say, a storefront, you might walk in and then walk out. With these, you can kind of circle, and then it's like, hey, I do want to go back and buy that necklace, buy that soap, whatever it is. So it's really cool. You really get to know the vendor on a personal level. It's really cool.
Very good. Keep it up.
Most people have tuned into WATD at one time or another, whether it was school cancellations, local political debates, or just the high school basketball game. WATD has been a community asset for 40 years now. PCN stopped by to congratulate them and to bring you this story.
WATD was an idea that we had back in the early 70s when I was running a radio station down in Falmouth that we had built. My wife, who was my girlfriend then, she and I took a trip actually in December of 1972. We had the idea that we could put an FM frequency up onto the South Shore. In 1977, we finally got all the proper permits and we built the radio station. and we've had fun with it ever since.
Tonight we are inviting all of our local advertisers and supporters over the last 40 years, former personalities, former news anchors. We've invited some of our listeners that kind of helped support us over the last 40 years. And we're just throwing together a giant party to say thank you for listening.
I think local media is very important because it gives you a handhold on the communities, and it gives you the ability to serve those communities regardless of whether the instantaneous service is going to make you any money.
There's no corporate ownership to small market radio. So we have the freedom to cover events such as high school football and cover local news stories in a more in-depth way than a lot of major market radio stations might be able to do. We also have the freedom to explore music within our format, so we can go deeper into album cuts and go deeper into artist catalogs and not just play the same hits that other radio stations play.
Tonight, I feel about tonight probably the way a guy feels when he when he gets married, or when he has his first kid. That here we have worked to build this radio station for 40 years, and it's a wonderful thing to have a party like this.
The fenced-in dog park at the transfer station outside of the Kingston Wind Independence easement area is underway. The Boneyard, as the park is to be called, is organized by Friends of Kingston Dogs, and PCN met up with its president at the site for an update on the construction and news of when it is officially opening.
Welcome to the future Boneyard site here in the town of Kingston. This is going to be our off-leash dog park in town. We're very excited. We are currently standing on top of Kingston's capped landfill, which was capped a number of years ago, and we are going to put a dog park here as a really great beneficial reuse of a piece of property that the town of Kingston owns. It is now September 2017. This time we are actually in active construction. So you can see in the background some grading being done. Because we're on a landfill, we're actually building the park up as opposed to digging down, which is a requirement from Department of Environmental Protection. We are in about a 6 or 8 week construction period here. We are going to have about an acre-sized park, which will have two components to it. It'll have a large dog component, and it'll have a small dog side, which will be under 25 pounds. It'll be completely off-leash area. And we're very excited about that because there's no place in town that you can run your dogs off leash, and this will be the first and only place. It's a beautiful day here on the Boneyard site, and we're about 3 or 4 weeks into construction. We're just about done building our grade up, and we are going to be installing fence soon and curbing, a parking lot area, an informational kiosk. We'll have exercise equipment in the park. So the timeline for completion for the park is around mid to late October. We are also scheduling a tentative date for our opening is November 18th on a Saturday. We're going to do an opening event here at the park. We are going to retire Kingston's canine unit, which retired formally from service this July. His name is Ollie, and we're going to do a canine retirement party for him for all of his service to the town over the years. We want to thank him, as well as open the park. We'll have animal control here to answer your questions. We'll have some of the town clerk's office here so they can issue placards for the park, as well as we'll have some of our sponsoring groups like Kingston Animal Hospital will be here with a booth. We're going to have a hot dog truck here, which will be very exciting, maybe some face painting. It'll be a really, really fun day. It'll also be a fundraiser, as well as we're going to be opening our memorial fence walk. We'll have, instead of a in stone memory walk like a lot of parks do, we're actually putting together a memory fence so that people can purchase metal dog bones that we can have engraved for memories of their pets that have passed on. And we're really looking forward to welcoming a wide variety of people here and their canine friends to our park.
Thank you for watching. You can find PCN on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also watch all of our episodes on PACTV's Prime channel found at our website.
Stay tuned as a brand new PCN Life is coming right up.